The Coca-Cola Company owns dozens of drink brands, but none carries more weight than its flagship product, Coca-Cola. Over the years, its name has become synonymous with sodas. For many people, Coca-Cola is a favorite, whether they're buying it in a restaurant or at a corner store. Almost everyone recognizes its red and white logo. So what exactly makes Coca-Cola stand out from other drinks? Let us take a look at its past to find out how this sugary drink got to where it is today. Our story begins with John Stith Pemberton, a former Confederate soldier who owned a pharmacy in Atlanta. After the Civil War, he became addicted to morphine because he used it to cope with wounds he sustained in the war. But after several attempts, he successfully kicked his addiction and tried to help other people kick their addictions as well. He began creating his own medicines, which he sold through his pharmacy. In 1885, Pemberton synthesized a mix of coca leaves, cola, nut extracts, sugar, and alcohol. Calling it Pemberton's French wine coca, it was marketed as a cure for all types of illnesses, from headaches to fatigue. However, after Atlanta enacted prohibition laws, he was forced to remove the alcohol from his tonic. As a result, Pemberton removed the wine from the name and renamed it Coca-Cola, which came from the two main ingredients. To come up with a name, he asked his bookkeeper, Frank M. Robinson, who also designed the distinctive Spencerian script logo. Despite its popularity, Pemberton's health was rapidly deteriorating, and he started selling parts of his business, including Coca-Cola. He died believing he had created a wonderful non-addictive syrup that was gaining a lot of attention. But he had no idea how popular it would eventually become. By the time Pemberton died, Coca-Cola was already being sold all across the southern United States. But the man who really built the brand was Asa Griggs Candler, a successful businessman from Atlanta. After purchasing the rights to Coca-Cola in 1888, he switched the focus from marketing it as a medicine to a tasty beverage. Candler pioneered innovative methods of marketing and advertising, giving away free samples and posting ads everywhere from billboards to storefronts to mass transit vehicles. He even gave free syrup to soda fountain shops to start mixing Coca-Cola with carbonated water. His strategy worked. By 1895, Coca-Cola was being served all over the country and was becoming a household name. But there was still a problem. While Coca-Cola was doing quite well, it was still mostly relegated to soda fountains. The drink could only be purchased at certain stores, and it couldn't be taken to go. That all changed in 1899 when two businessmen, J. Frank Robinson and Joseph B. Whitehead, acquired the exclusive right to bottle Coca-Cola from Asa Candler. They opened the first bottling factory in Chattanooga, Tennessee. At the time, Coca-Cola didn't pay much for the rights to bottle its drink, just $1. But this deal ended up being incredibly lucrative for Coca-Cola. That same year, the first commercial shipment of bottled Coca-Cola was sent to Louisiana. Soon, other entrepreneurs followed suit and bottling plants started popping up all across the country. The move proved so successful that by 1903, over 1 million bottles of Coca-Cola were being sold weekly, according to Coca-Cola. But the Coca-Cola Company wasn't done expanding. In the early 1900s, it ventured into international markets and continued to grow rapidly. At the outbreak of World War II, there were only 13 bottling plants outside the U.S. But that number jumped to over 130 by 1946. During the war, the company honored its promise that every member of the U.S. Armed Forces would have access to a 5-cent Coca-Cola regardless of where they were stationed. It set up special bottling facilities near battlefields. Bottling plants were constructed in England, France, Belgium, Italy, Germany, North Africa, Alaska, Hawaii, and the Philippines. Soldiers who drank Coca-Cola overseas began associating it with the comforts of home. When Coca-Cola returned to civilian life after the war, this positive association helped boost sales even higher. By the mid-20th century, Coca-Cola became a mainstream drink enjoyed by millions of people around the globe. The company began experimenting with new products, too. It introduced a cherry variant, Diet Coke, and caffeine-free versions. But as the 1980s rolled around, Coca-Cola felt pressure to diversify because changing health trends and growing competition from rival PepsiCo prompted executives to explore new ideas. The company wanted to appeal to consumers who were seeking healthier alternatives to regular soda. So it spent over $100 million developing a new drink, called FLA, New Coke. The beverage was tested against Pepsi in blind taste tests, and studies showed that people preferred it over both Coca-Cola and Pepsi. The company was so confident that the new drink would sell well that it planned to replace Coca-Cola entirely. Executives believed that the old Coca-Cola would be saved if the new version did live up to expectations. So they formulated the old recipe to match the taste of the new one. However, the launch of New Coke in April 1985 turned out to be a disaster. Within weeks, complaints began pouring in from Coca-Cola loyalists who were upset about the change. Boycotts and protests erupted. Some people even called Coca-Cola poison. Meanwhile, sales of New Coke fizzled. After just 79 days, the Coca-Cola Company admitted defeat and brought back the original Coca-Cola, which they renamed Coca-Cola Classic. Ironically, the failed attempt to update the brand heightened consumer nostalgia for the original product and actually strengthened Coca-Cola's position in the marketplace. Today, the Coca-Cola Company manufactures hundreds of beverages worldwide, spanning more than 200 countries. It's one of the world's most valuable brands and a pop culture icon. The company also holds the record for having the most Instagram posts tagged to it with more than 13 million. While Coca-Cola has endured throughout the decades, it hasn't been without its critics. Many have pointed to rising rates of obesity as an issue caused by excessive consumption of sugary drinks like Coca-Cola. In response, the company altered its recipe to reduce sugar and released new products such as Diet Coke and Coke Zero. The Coca-Cola Company has also faced criticism for allegedly misleading consumers with misleading advertising campaigns and exploiting vulnerable populations in developing countries. Moreover, because of its enormous size, the company has been accused of using underhanded tactics to squash competitors. According to a 1996 report from the British Medical Journal, a Coke executive once told an African bottling plant manager to get rid of a rival product called Champ by saying, "If Champ doesn't disappear from the market, we will destroy him." Yet Coca-Cola continues to be one of the most successful soft drink companies in the world. So what makes it so popular? Some say it's the taste, while others claim it's the marketing. Or maybe it's simply that Coca-Cola has been around for so long that people have grown accustomed to seeing the drink at restaurants, stores, and in ads. Whatever the reason, Coca-Cola continues to dominate the beverage industry and show no signs of slowing down anytime soon. How do you think Coca-Cola became so popular? Did we miss anything? Let us know in the comments below. And don't forget to like, subscribe, and hit the bell for more videos from the things you use, drink, and love every day. Until next time, stay curious. This has been the origin of Coca-Cola. Do you want to know more about Coca-Cola? Well, check out our other videos here. And if you want to support us, you can do so here. Thanks for watching. We'll see you next time.